Good morning, welcome to Freedom Alcohol. My name is Sam French and I just wanted to give you a quick update before I jet out on holiday. We are flying out on Sunday morning first thing, and really looking forward to my holiday, as you should be. But there's a difference with this holiday, as you've probably seen from my blog, and that is that this will be the first alcohol-free holiday that I have had since, now I haven't actually thought about this, but I'm guessing it's since I went to Cyprus, and that was when I was about, this is really shocking, when I was about 12 or 13. That's dreadful, isn't it? Do you know what? I can even remember going out to France at about the age of 17 or 18 and having a couple of pints on the ferry. That's wrong, isn't it? It's really wrong. But anyway, this is a happy occasion and I'm really looking forward to it. We've got lots of packing stuff to do as ever, and you'll all know about that. And it's going to be really hot, and we're going to have lots of fun on the beach, and we're going to go out and see lots of places, but most importantly, we are going to be able to chill, and I'm going to be able to chill. I have had a very busy first half of year. It's been busy at work, and I'm so ready just to chill out and relax. And as I've said in my previous blogs, I'm going to just take some time out to have a bit of mindfulness practice and just being me and just slowing down. I am dreadful at slowing down. People often call me a cage lion. I just don't know how to. So I'm going to be working on that and just trying to slow down and be and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the sun. Do you know what? It's even better because it's raining today. I'm like, yes, get out of here. So I did want to talk about one thing today, because it's always important to try and help, and that is about those days where you feel a bit flat or down. And they come and go. They come and go for me, and I think you'll probably find that they come and go for you too. Because this week I felt quite flat middle of the week, despite the knowledge that, and which is why it was a bit strange really, despite the knowledge that we're going off holiday and we've got something really good to look forward to, I felt really flat. It's really important to recognise this as somebody who has struggled with alcohol, had a problem with alcohol in the past, however you want to label yourself. It's really important to recognise these times, because our natural instinct will be to resort to what I call type, which is what you were before. And if you've drunk for many years, your type is likely to be to want to reach for your crutch, and your crutch being your drink or your particular chosen drug. So it can be really difficult, because when you're flat or down or anxious or whatever else, it's often paralysing for some people. Unfortunately, I'm not in that category, and if you are, yes, it's a very difficult thing to deal with. But there are things you can do, and I think the number one thing, if you have the energy and you feel able to, but don't worry if you don't, the number one thing for me is that you just take some time out and you ask yourself a couple of questions around what the root cause is for you feeling like that. Now, there will often be a root cause, and it's just about trying to identify it. So it could be there is an underlying worry in the back of your head, as an example, that you just haven't dealt with. And it's about identifying that and putting it in context. So it can be, I mean, what is amazing about the human mind is it can be the smallest of things that make you feel like that. So it could be a conversation you've had with somebody, it's something that didn't go so well, and you've left it and you feel it's up in the air and it's just there in the back of your mind and it's making you feel anxious or depressed. It could be a pressure of something which you haven't done, but you've just not got around to doing it. It could be just that you just are flat on that day. So my first advice, and if you have the energy and the will and the power to be able to do it, is just to think about what you can do to put that in perspective. I haven't published this yet, and I should do. I just need to post it. There's some questions you can ask yourself that just help you identify what those things are. So just some questions around, so what is it that's bothering me? Am I putting this out of context? What's the worst thing that could happen if I do nothing with this? What's the best thing that could happen if I do nothing with this? What's the worst thing that can happen if I leave it and do nothing? How will I feel if I do something about it? So it's just some of that self-analysis, and I'll get those up online, and just do that. And often when we've identified some of these causes of feeling flat or anxious, just by doing something with them and having what I call a next step, or a go do something which you're going to go and do positively about it, can help. Even if it doesn't solve the root cause completely, you'll at least feel that you've made some progress with it. And that can be, it needn't be immediately. It could be just the fact that you say to yourself, on Thursday, I'm going to deal with this, and I'm going to do it at that time, and that's when it's going to happen. And then that will allow you to just park it and move it to the side of your head and know thoroughly that on that day you will be dealing with that. It's almost like a to-do list for a holiday, really. I mean, it is just about, that feeling when you've just got lots outstanding and you're not quite sure that you've booked everything or done everything or got everything. People often write a to-do list, and that can be really helpful. So perhaps do that for your worries. Get them down on paper. That can really help as well. Actually writing stuff down will help you put it into context. Now, very briefly, if you're not in this place and you just feel paralysed by it, the other thing that I can advise that you do is to do something. Now that might be going for a walk, it might be going for a run, something that gets you out of breath and takes you away from that situation of feeling flat. You may need a little bit of willpower to do that in the first place, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. So the occasion that I can think where I felt like that was last Saturday. I had a whole day with the children, and I was really annoyed because I should have gone out running first thing whilst I could, but I didn't. And at the end of the day, I really didn't feel like doing it, but I really knew that if I did do it, it would make me feel a lot better. And sure enough, once I got out, once I did my run and came back, I felt a lot better. Get your heart rate going, get your happiness going. That's one thing that you can do. The other thing, if you don't feel like that, or you're not particularly athletic, or you don't want to get outside, you can go for a walk. You can just change your environment. So often it's the case if you've been stuck in the house all day, for example, just get outside, go for a walk, go and see something, change your environment. The other thing, if you really don't feel like doing that, or you feel like you can't face that, is to get a pen, get a paper, write down all the things that are worrying you, or perhaps do some drawing or arts and crafts. Do something which focuses the mind. So that might be a puzzle, or it might be some Sudoku, or if that's not your thing, perhaps perhaps absorb yourself in online on a computer game or something. The only word of advice I'd say with computer games is don't do it for too long, because that will not make you feel good. But if it refocuses your mind and has enables you to focus away from your worries, then that might be a good thing too. And the other thing, another thought, perhaps you have a friend or somebody or a family member that you can go and talk to. Go and talk to them. Get out. Again, change your environment. Go and have a chat with somebody. It needn't necessarily be about your worries or your problems. It might just be going and talking to someone. We are humans, we are sociable people, and if you do not feel sociable, I would recommend that you try and be sociable and go and talk to someone. There's a few ideas. I'm sorry if none of them work for you. I hope they do, but give it a go. So if you feel in that position at any point, do something about it. It will come and go. It does come and go with me, but the happiest thing in the whole wide world for me is that the fact that now I don't drink, I am able to deal with this flatness, this tiredness, this anxiousness, whatever you want to call it, far easier and far more in the light of day, and with a far clearer head. It's just so much easier. And when I think of it, and again, I put it in perspective, having drunk heavily for the best part of 10 years, day in, day out, I was able to still do 40 to 60 hour weeks, plus do that. That was far worse far worse than having to deal with a few hours of feeling down. So I hope that's helped. I look forward to, hopefully, depending on the Wi-Fi situation abroad at the house, being able to talk to you there. I hope you're all well. I hope you have a good weekend. And a bit of other news. In other news, coming to a store near you. Just to let you know, I have updated the website address. You can still get us on freedomalcohol.wordpress.com, but we've got the domain now, which is www.freedomalcohol.com. So you can go to that site, and yeah, it's shorter, it's more memorable, and hopefully it'll help things develop over time. Have a good weekend, maximise your potential, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.